G'day, I'm Clive and welcome. Okay, tomorrow night I'm heading out just for overnighter. Just got a few bits and bobs I want to go and use, test out, to do the final test on one or two of them so I'm able to do a review about them. And also just to get away from here. Not just the house, but here with people around, cars around. Want to get away from it, just get out into nature, just relax. So I thought I'd go through what I'm taking with me and what I'm using just for an overnighter. First thing I'm going to need is my pack, and that's this one here. Now weighs 1.2 kilos, and that doesn't include the small pouches I've added to it. But the actual pack itself is a 40 litre pack from Helicon Tex, and it's their Summit backpack, and it's a nice pack. So I've done reviews about this. I've used this now over and over. It's probably the one that I go to most of all, because it's just that size, but it's just nice, it's comfortable, it's not too heavy, and it's compact in a sense. It's not bits sticking out here or sticking out there. It's just nice and fairly slim. So you've got the pouch on the back, stretchable pockets on the side, compression straps, roll top, which I really like, a zipper down the middle so I can get to things if I need to quickly. Normally I have just inside the pack there is my first aid kit with this one. So I just unzip it and my first aid kit is there. So unroll that so it's ready to throw stuff in. It's a spacious 40 litre pack, let's say that. Now, first of all, my sleep system, what I'll be using. Now the local town, they're forecast to get down to 16 degrees Celsius, which probably to most of you doesn't sound very cold. But then you head out the 2 or 3 kilometres to where I'm going to be parking my car in the bush, or at a centre which is based in the bush, and then the 2.63 kilometres walk down into the shelter campsite, which is down in a bowl, so it's even colder down there. And you've got the old creek which runs through there, which is what the shelter is named after. So it may get probably down to maybe 14, maybe even lower down to about 10 or 12. So before anything else, this is a Australian company called Alton Goods. This is a 4.2 R value sleep mat, or insulated sleep mat. Now I've used this a few times, and tomorrow night is going to be the final test before I make my review about it. So I'm not going to tell you too much about this one now, but that's one part. The second part to that is their pump sack from Alton Goods. I got it at the same time as the sleep mat. It's got the valve here. Let's open it up so you can see properly what it is. It's been rolled up for a while, so here we go, nearly there. Now it could be used as a nice large dry bag if you want to. So basically it's the same that most sleep mats come with now, where you just give it a blow, roll it up and pump up your sleep mat. So that I've been using as long as that. So instead of having this loose in the pack, throw that in there and we'll roll it up first, leaving the valve open to let all the air out. just to keep it nice and small. Pull that back and clip it up, and this you can clip it into itself. So that's it, watertight now and airtight. So I'll leave that there for now. Next thing that's going with that is if temperature gets down below the rating of the sleeping bag. Actually, I'll show you what I'm using as a sleeping bag, then I can just pack that away. This is the Sea to Summit, I think it's the TI, is it? Oh, TR1, the Traveller. Now it states on here it's 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's the extreme level because I've seen this rated at comfort level of 14 degrees Celsius, which tomorrow night there's a chance it may be at. So that's going to be the final test of using this one tomorrow night too. So this will be a review about this coming up. So let's shove that in the bottom of the pack now. No, I don't roll them up, I don't put them in stuff sacks. If you haven't seen my videos before, they go straight down to the bottom of the pack, into all the corners, to fill up all the spaces, and then anything that goes on top will squash it down even more, and it just seems to give me more room in my pack. So that's why I do that. Next with my sleep system, so that's the sleeping bag and that's the sleeping mat, is a nice pillow. Now these aren't very light. It's a Sea to Summit Eros Pillow Premium Deluxe. Comfortable. That one I need to do a review of too. I've been using that for a few years off video. So when I've been doing my overnighters and testing gear, I've used that rather than taking the smaller version I have done a review of. So I'll do a review of that coming up soon. But yeah, for the weight, even if I was doing multi-days, that's still worth it. That is, there's very little weight there. And in case that sleeping bag isn't warm enough or the temperatures get below its comfortable rating, I've got the Sea to Summit Thermalite Reactor. Now this is rated to give you up to 15 degrees Celsius extra warmth in your sleeping bag. So hoping I don't need it, but if I do and it gets colder, then this sleeping bag is capable of keeping me warm in, then I'll throw that in just as a backup. So not very heavy, a little bit big and bulky, but it will squash down a bit more, but I'll shove it in the bottom. Put the pillow in the bottom as well. That's the sleep system done. Now another major thing is the shelter. Need something to sleep in, just in case. Now I've been using this for a little while, testing it. Made a couple of changes to it, not modifications, a couple of changes to it. And this is the Lanshan 2 walking pole tent. It doesn't have its own poles, you have to use walking pole, and this is the two person, so you're going to need 2 walking poles. So I like using my walking poles, it makes it easier for me, especially since rolling my ankle a few months ago now it is, and tearing some ligaments in my ankle. Very painful, and it's still not 100%, and it's been about 2.5–3 months now. So yeah, walking poles save you a lot of energy, or spread the energy from your legs up into your upper body, so you can carry on walking further and easier and a little bit quicker. But also ideal for a lightweight shelter to put that up. And these walking poles, whilst I've got them, are the Helinox Ridgeline LB135. Not super lightweight, not heavy, but in between the norm and the lightweight. But yeah, so they are quite lightweight. I like them. So if you have to a set, I've had no issues with this. That pulls out. Then from there, you set your length you want. Then from here, that's 42 inches, 110 centimeters, all the way up to 135. Hence they're called the LB135, and that is 53 inches maximum. And the ideal height of this is 125. So I've got 10 centimeters to play with. The shelter comes with ground sheet and pegs. Put that down that side. Ground sheet and pegs with a thermalite. That's it. That's out of the way. That can go down the side now. Now with all that in, I've still got space from about a third up from the bottom in the middle. Space on top of what I've put in there, and a gap of about a third of that coming down the centre. Plus all up here still. Excuse me. Next actually is my chair. I go most places with this since I bought it years ago now, and that's the Helinox Chair Zero. I've got to some camps, I've put my feet up at one on the side, and before I realised it was 2.5 hours later and I was waking up after having a nice long nap. And very comfortable, keeps you off the floor, which means it's worth it. It's about 0.5 kilo in weight, or just over a pound in weight, but that weight is well worth it. You actually get more out of taking this with you, with having somewhere comfortable to sit down and with the weight. So the weight is nothing compared to what you gain from using it. So that's my opinion, that's what I get out of it. That'll go down in between them now. First aid kit. Now it looks a bit big, there's still room in there so I can add to it. But it's not just a first aid kit. There's also a snake bite kit. Now, I've been out many times and I've helped other people who've had blisters or sores or splinters or ticks and different things, or they've cut themselves. So I always carry a little extra in here. It's like these are the plasters I carry. So what? So that's got to be 10 smaller ones and 16 medium-sized ones, just in case anybody needs it. About 4 or 5 meters here of the Fix 'em All. Great on blisters. So that'll go back in there. Triangular bandage, just a lot of different things. So I've done videos about this before, not about the pack, but about the contents. And another pouch they all come in. But yeah, I got, instead of actually just having a blanket, this is the bag that you climb in, which gives you even more. More than most people. I know some people, I see them with about that much Fix 'em All, 2 band-aids, and not even the triangle or anything else. And one pad to put on in case you get a wound, and that's it. To me, that is daft, because very little extra weight by doing this. but again, you gain a lot out of knowing you're covered in multiple scenarios. So snake, I got the compression bandages long enough for my arms or my leg. I've got 2 bandages there, so that's more than enough. Like I said, I've got extra fix them all. I've got the triangular bandage. I've got the actual, instead of just a blanket, I've got the one you climb in, like the sleeping bag version of the emergency blanket. Yeah, I got some Voltaren, just in case I meet anybody and they've hurt themselves and they'll cramp or something. I'll just help ease it all off. Yep. I'm one of those people, I don't just think of myself. I think of, okay, in the past I've bumped into people who needed help, so no doubt in the future I might meet more people. And I got the hook and loop on there with my blood group, and also one there stating that this is a first aid kit in case I'm unconscious and somebody else needs to use it. So that's going to sit about here where the zip is, or just below the top of the zip. So that means now I'll just open that up and get it out whenever I need to. This thing here unclips, so that's not going to be in the way. First aid kit. So back in there. Zip it up. Done. Next thing. 3 servings of freeze-dried food. Now most times I go out, even if it's just doing an overnighter, I don't eat. I don't get hungry. That's just for emergencies again. Again, I've met people who run out of food. They haven't worked it out properly, so just in case anybody has done that, there's some spare food. 1 for me and 2 spare for somebody else if they need it. And that sits there, which is light at the back, so it's not going to be pulling me back so far. Right, again, like I said, I hardly eat when I'm out doing an overnighter. So I just fancied using this kit. Now it's no gas, no liquid, it's just a little Esbit stove. So I've got 3 Esbit cubes there. A little, I think this is the 550 pot, is it, or is it? No, it's not the pot, is it? Where are we? No, it's the 450. Sorry, it's the Totes 450 cup, or mug, or pot, if you want to call it that, with the lid. So when I'm cooking on it, put the lid on, or if I'm heating the water up, put the lid on. It'll stop the water cooling down and it'll warm up quicker. So Esbit cubes, 3 tea bags to see me through the night, lighter, and the stove I'm using, I think this is the Totes version. I think Evernew and a few do the same one, or extremely similar, let's put it that way. And that's it, the Esbit cube sits in there, and this pulls out 1, 2, 3 legs. Cup sits on top, if I get it right, the cup, I think I'm going, oh there it is, cup sits on top, I don't, yeah, that's it. Lid goes on, heat the water up to pour in this freeze dried, or heat the water up, make a cup of tea, no noise, nice and quiet, take my time, just relax, not in a hurry. Oh, let's put that back the right way around, that's it. Now, I always put this in the bag because I'm cooking the Esbits, or burning the Esbits on here, just to keep the smell and the taste and everything out of the cup itself. Putting it in the bag seems to help with that. tea bags, lighter, don't know if they'll fit in a container. Oh yeah, Esbit cubes all fit in there, but I prefer to keep them on the outside because they can smell a bit fishy. There's one thing I have to add to this is one of my spoons, just in case I have one of the freeze dried meals. Let me get one of those. Which cupboard are they in? Here they are. Yep, that one will do. Just a little teaspoon size. Put that in there. Put that on the pull side and put this on the opposite side to keep them away from the spoon. But that's that. Water. There's only 3 things I'm going to be taking with me this time. I normally have a water bladder in the back of the pack, but all I'm taking is my 2 litre Olight Outdoors water bag. That's the dirty water one. The Soya Mini Squeeze, I think this one is, or the Micro Squeeze. And my Hydro Pack 1 litre. What do they call it? Yes, stash. Now people say, oh, it's a floppy. No, not if you do this and hold it and drink. And as you're drinking down the water, you don't have to keep it that length. So if you've only got half bottle left, you give it a twist, put the lid on, creates a vacuum, and it holds it in that position. So you can actually have less space being taken up in your pack if you put it in your pack. I have little carabiner things on my pack and I hang it on the front. But let's get this put away now. So that's my water collection and filtration. And with this knock, you can fill it up with water. There's a lid on it, and carry the dirty water in here until you need it. Then just connect your soya and squeeze some out, and then just do your lid back up and then fill it up at the next water supply if you wish. Carry a little flashlight, you want to call it. This is a Ruben EDC one. It's about 650 lumens on the highest. Great for emergencies. It's got a strobe on it, so really that's just in case I go to the loo. A whistle for emergencies. A small fire kit. Now this is the Helicon Scout Mark II fire starter kit, but I've added to this. So there's a little striker in there, there's a ferro rod in there, there's another little Esbit, there's a lighter, there's some cotton wool, there's some fire tape in there. And to keep it safer when doing that, starting a fire and trying to get it going, if you're having difficulty, telescopic blower. So you just blow the large end, don't suck, blow the large end, the air comes out the smaller end, so the actual air pressure as it goes down, because it gets narrower, actually gets more intense, so you don't have to blow as hard, and it'll encourage the flames, so you're blowing oxygen into the flames to keep the fire, or get the fire going and keep it going. That's just a no-name brand, so like I said, no name, so don't know what it is or where it's from. Know what it is, just don't know where it's from. So that's part of the fire starting kit. Now, general lantern, I'm in 2 minds to take the flex tail, which has got a battery operated light on it, which I may do, I'm not 100% yet, or the UCO candle, which is quite nice and cozy, and that's all contained it's glass, and it's, yeah, that's the beeswax one, that is. Candle in there. And I've got about 2/3 of the candle left, so that's probably, I can't remember if these do 8 or 12 hours when they're full, but yeah, it's 1/3 of the candle, so let's say I've got 4 hours at least. So I am tempted to take that, just so I don't need that. Weight wise, very similar. That's slightly heavier, but yeah, that something like this, if you can get a safe one, let's say it that way, helps reduce condensation in your tent. So I still umming and ahhing. I decided on that not long before I go. Another thing, bog net. Doesn't matter what time of the year, all year round here in Australia, it's always good to have a bog net. That fits over the hat, over the head, and keeps the pesky flies away from you. Electronics, just for the camera or my mobile phone. For the overnighter is the Signet 20,000 milliamp hour charging block, and that's got a USB-C and 2 USB on the end. So 3 things you can charge at the same time if you've got USB-C to whatever, or you've got USBs to USB-C, or whichever one you use. And only a short cable, what's that? About 16 inches. 18 inches, what's that? That's 450 or mil, 45 centimeters. And one last thing, actually no, let's make that 2. In case I did want to make a fire and I wanted to gather wood or split wood, a Moore knife. This is just the Companion HD. Now this is the one I've been using and seeing how long it lasts without caring for it too much. Nice and sharp still. So yeah, I've used that over and over and over again for battening wood to make kindling for the fire, or to make some tent pegs if I lose one, or make some pegs for the tarp. Yeah, fairly cheap as well. It's about 30 Australian dollars, 40 maybe now. And the one last thing, just in case the weather changes, my poncho, my US model from Anaconda. Great for keeping you dry, great for helping keeping you warm, great for making a shelter with, great for extending your shelter on your tent. The Anaconda poncho. And that, because of the stretchy pockets here, will fit in nice and easy on the outside. Put it top down, fits even better. Compression strap, do it back up, held in place, easy. And like I said, apart from making my mind up between the candle, wax candle, or the electric version, that's what I'm taking tomorrow with me. I can't think of anything else I need. I've got food, I've got the option for water, I've got something to boil water and purify it if I need to, or just heat water up to make a meal out of the freeze-dried food. Yeah, I've got my little fire kit. If I wanted to make a fire, I've got my emergency whistle, and I've got the strobe as well for emergencies. So I think I'm covered. If there's anything you think of missing out, let me know. But yeah, where I'm going, I don't think I'm going to need much more. I probably don't need all that actually, but yeah. And like I said, I've still got a load of room to here. Yep, to here. Still got room where I can get my arm all the way down to the bottom, so there's still space in there. So that's it. That's what I'm taking tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. This is the first behind the scenes one, should I say. And if you have enjoyed the video and you're not already a subscriber, please go down below, click on the subscribe button, then click on the notification bell next to it and select all, so you can be notified of all future videos. Hit the thumbs up button, the like button. And if you are already a subscriber, again, I thank you very much.